guys, welcome back to another episode of the Inner City Hermit. A pretty awesome one today because I got I'd say I've followed your sort of journey for a little while now, but I've got Connor McAuley. Is that how you say your last name?
Yeah, that's it. You
Connor
got it right.
McAuley.
I was like, please get that right.
I kind of knew. I've heard it been thrown around a couple times. But Connor McAuley, a.k.a. Mr. PlasticLove. How are you, dude?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Bro, really appreciate you doing this. I know we were just chatting before. You're fucking packed up today.
Busy times.
Yeah, so sure. you just released the bag there. If you want to show
Where
that.
Where is it? What camera?
Yeah,
is
you can
use
either one. There you go.
They're out now. They're out now.
That's fucking dope, man. I saw you release those, and I was like, "Fuck yes!"
Yeah,
but
something different.
Yeah, so you just opened sort of the sale on that a couple days ago.
Yeah, probably what? Not last night, the night before.
Yeah, because that's hectic. Hey,
yeah.
So and the way you sort of release your merch, which I just chatted to you before about it, how it's something that I think sort of separates you from a lot of other different companies. You release sort of one item and you go till it's exhausted pretty much, hey?
So I'm not I don't like dropping really big collections as such. It's more like if I, for these, for example, I knew that I've wanted to make a bag for ages.
I
love that.
Yeah, that's the tapping.
Yeah. I wanted to make a bag for ages, but I knew if I released that with 2 hoodies and some shirts, maybe it's not going to be as oh my God, he's done a bag sort of thing. So I'm okay, I'll release it on its own and see how that goes. And people have gone crazy for it, man. So it's been good.
That's crazy, man. Sorry, apologies, guys. You know the drill. Luna, you know what's fucking hilarious? She's been quiet all day, and now as soon as you're here, she's had enough now. She'll come love you now. But yeah, that's great. And I love that because you just see, and I noticed this because you repost a lot of people's sort of stories, and people hype up, people froth it, man. They really get behind you, which is awesome.
Yeah, so I think that's something that you can't really tell people to do though, because it kind of just happened randomly. When I first started it, that never really seemed to happen. But as Instagram's evolved, obviously since I started it to now, I see bigger brands, a lot of people, because they're so excited for it, they will repost, and that just brings more and more attention to it anyway. But I have only noticed that happening probably for the last 2 or 3 drops.
Yeah.
The first ones were kind of not really, no one's really reposting stuff, but now you see on everyone's stories, everyone's reposting everything.
I think so it's that too, people love that. I was chatting to the Brilliant Beer Boys, and they sort of had the same thing. People feel included when you repost that. They feel kind of a part of the community,
and that's what it's all about, man. It's one big family. It's not just I just see it and then I don't reply. I reply to every message.
Yeah,
everyone who shows love are always repost that and make sure they're appreciated.
And it goes a long way too. That time, because I could imagine that time there is parts of you where you're just shit.
Because sometimes it'll be 2 a.m. in the morning, man. And you're just someone will send you a message. So you can either choose to ignore that for 12 hours or it's nah, actually, you know what? They're genuinely interested in what I'm doing. Why would I go to bed and just ignore that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone gets in those moods. But I think with me, I've been doing it for it's probably just been over a year and a half now. I think that's just instilled in me now. It's kind of I just need to keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
That's crazy growth too. I mean,
it's crazy. It's a long, if you're going to do it, it's long hours.
Hours. Yeah. And because you have to sustain an income, so you still need to.
Exactly. So you still need to work.
That's the grind people don't see.
It's a hustle, man. No one knows that about me personally, you know what I mean? Obviously the close ones know, but as a follower, they don't really know me as such. They just see the brand.
Yeah.
So it's kind of this guy's just putting out this, but really I've just work 10 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'm doing that, and then I've got to pack orders, and it's all that. But it's becoming, it's obviously on a roll now, I feel. So
it's that keeping that ball moving, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So with PlasticLove, I mean, once again, we chatted about this as you came in. And I want to stress this. You and I haven't really had much... I don't think we've ever really communicated in person. It's all been online. And the moment
we met each other 10 minutes ago.
Exactly, which is dope. So the first thing I had to kind of say is and I'll call it black and white, is when you start a clothing label, people are sick, okay, that's cool. And kind of battling that. How did you kind of go from that... another guy starting a clothing brand to where it is now.
I know, it was really weird because when I first started, obviously, like I came up with the name at work randomly. And then just went and got the account name. Yeah. That was the first thing I did when I got home.
Where did that name come from?
Dude,
because I immediately think of dildos sometimes.
Bro,
PlasticLove.
I swear people think it's like, I swear
I'm scared to Google it sometimes.
No, dude, yeah. I don't even know what will pop up. But
that's it. It sticks though.
It's something that, I think, I don't know, people have just like latched onto it. And especially... I don't know. I've just come up with so many ideas surrounding those two words. I've got so much in the vault. But when I first started it, I kind of didn't really know what I was doing. Yeah. I had no idea. Like I said to you before, from when I started to where I am now, completely different ball game. Completely different avenue.
Such a short time to go from that. And I think that's the thing too. Nobody ever prepares you for that immediate growth.
No.
Because people see the company and they go, sweet, that's a company. There's a big following behind it. Yeah. Let's go all in. And you're still learning.
And I've learned so much in the year and a half, nearly 2 years that I've been doing it, that it's just like, if I had known all that at the start, maybe it wouldn't have gone the way it's gone, because I've had to sort of play on stuff that I've just learned, and I've just gone, actually, no, I can use this, or... actually, no, I'll do it this way this time. But it's all just trial and error, man. Yeah.
So take us through the journey. You got an idea at work.
So I had the name, got the idea. Immediately went and got the Instagram name. Yeah. I was like praying that it wasn't taken, but like, who's gonna have that taken? Bro. Some random
just some porn star.
Some company that's But and then like I pretty much just. I remember I had a design that I put up on my Snapchat, and I only had like 100 people on Snapchat at the time. And I was like, yo, everyone, starting this company, like starting this business, go and follow it. And then immediately like my phone started blowing up. Like everyone was like really intrigued as to what I was doing. Whether that was the name or whether it was just me and my close friends.
Curiosity.
Exactly. Wondering, what's this guy doing? I'll go and follow it, and then I'll unfollow it next week.
With a bloody clothing label.
Another one that's just gonna put stuff on t-shirts. But and then pretty much like just hustled it. Social media is so big nowadays.
It's massive, man. It's almost, you have to do it.
If you're not doing it, I'd say you were stupid.
Yeah.
Like if 100%. You're not trying to do something with it now, like I don't know where it's gonna be in 3 years. We could all be fucking robots. I don't know, bro.
Exactly.
But like, I know where it is now, and I'm pushing that now because I know how quickly you can grow on that platform. Like you've seen people like TikTok, for example,
it's nuts.
Just blowing up out of nowhere just for making a video. Man. So
and even that, essentially, I take the idea of there's enough space that we can all eat, but it's still competitive.
Oh yeah, and that's what I found as the journey went on. So as I was growing and growing and growing, interacting with people, stories all the time, like there hasn't been in the 2 years that I've been doing it, or so a year and a half, I've always got a story up on my page. Like it's constant hustle. And
you have to.
It's constant hustle, because if you're not putting it in people's faces, no one's gonna like. It's honestly like no one will care. Yeah. Unless you there are brands out there that are so big, like they don't have to. Exactly, because whenever they post, everyone already knows about them anyway. Yeah. But when you're coming up, man, you got to really create something and different.
Collaborate, create, and you do a lot of work for nothing, eh? Like a lot of work for nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. Like there's been countless amounts of times that I've gone and it's weird because when you have ideas, you can spend all day on an idea and then you just scrap it. It's just like it's constant hustle, man. Constant hustle, and it doesn't stop even when like when I hit 10K followers, when I hit 20K followers, like it's not gonna stop because I want more.
You're sitting on I think last time I checked, you only had like 600, and you're on 10K.
Yeah, I'm like nearly at 10K. So that's the goal for this month. Is just to push it,
guys.
So
at PlasticLove, go follow it.
Get that.
Get him to 10K. Get this boy to 10K. He's a fucking grinder.
But and it's pretty much just relentless hustle all the time, and like just like I said, engaging, talking to people. Like there's people actually out there like that sometimes just want a general conversation with a brand. Like if you're not prepared to do that, then like you shouldn't do it. Exactly. What are you offering different? Like if you just want to, if you think you can just go and like just slap stuff on clothing and like make money that way, maybe in the short term you can flip a few t-shirts, flip a few hoodies to your friends and stuff.
And there's plenty of businesses that do that, and within a year they're flat
and that's it, gone. So I knew the hardest part for me was going to be like, okay, I've started this thing when I let everyone know on Snapchat,
Yeah.
all right, where am I going to be in a year? Am I going to be able to like sustain that? And so far I have, and there's no stopping now. Like I'm just constantly.
You're all in, man.
Exactly.
Once you hit,
all in
once
now,
you hit
that's it. Like
I feel that. Like we kind of work in different sort of platforms, and like obviously mine's smaller scale still, but it's once you're in, you're in.
Same
like,
process.
I'm in, man. Like
exactly.
it's like, I'm 33 episodes deep.
And that's what I mean. Like you're pumping out content, and I'm seeing it. It's the same thing. Like whether it be a story or a IG video or a post, like you gotta keep it in front of people's faces.
And I find it funny that in sort of this modern society we have now, like back in the day, TV, or what I consider media presenters and stuff like that would have nothing to do with clothing labels. But now, like we spoke about Ice from YKTR, probably a massive influence on like the game that you're essentially
especially
playing
for Australia, because there's no one doing it out here. That's the thing. That's the difference between. That's why the world's so interesting, man. Because on the other side of it, there's a million people trying to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
That are trying to put, and they're getting big. But over here, I tend to like not see it as much, and that was
we're kind of hidden here. Like,
we're very,
and it's like anything. Like you and I have a bit of a football background.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you look at football, you're like, you might be good here, man, but fuck me, there's a big world out there.
Exactly.
So do you find you're kind of gaining a bit of an international following now?
Well, that's what I'm trying to push more, because I know as you grow, obviously you want to like try and get your stuff across the world, because that's a different. And that's, if someone in America is wearing your stuff, then they're telling their friends.
It's huge.
You know what I mean? So I've had, I really tried to push for some international orders on my last drop, and I managed to get like 4 or 5.
Which
that was big for me.
That's huge.
To start with, because I was kind of like, okay, like that's 5 people around the world that are now like got my stuff, you know what I mean? So
and that branches out. There's nothing more powerful than seeing someone else wear that clothing. Like I see you can see models and all that. When you see a guy walking down the street, like I do with like Few and Far Collective, when I see someone from a band or just some regular dude walking down the street, I'm like, fuck, that looks good. Like, and that's like one of the key points of like your marketing is just getting people wearing your shit.
Exactly. Like there's so many different things you can do with like the whole marketing thing. Like for me, like I've never paid. I think I paid for one advertisement one time, but I got like $10 in credit from Instagram just for being a business page, dude.
I got the same thing.
I just had to put my card in, but like it didn't actually come out of the account. So it was kind of like, I'll trial and error it and see where like that goes. And like, it didn't do anything, man, because nothing beats an organic, nothing beats like messaging someone or like talking to someone rather than, I'm going to pay $20 in advertising.
Yeah. And realistically, when you have those advertisements, like unless you're someone who can invest $600 into ad campaigns, what use is $10 to reach 300 people? And of those 300 people, how many people realistically are going to click on your shit?
Because it's all algorithms for Instagram and Facebook.
And I look at me, man, I see sponsored posts and I'm just like, fuck, okay.
Exactly. They annoy me.
Yeah,
like, if I had a chance to turn them off, I would turn them off. Because like for me, if someone's like, that's just me though. Yeah. Like for me and what I'm doing, I just don't feel like it's necessary. Yeah. Because like, and I just feel like it doesn't work.
Yeah. And there's so many different organic avenues that you can go down. Like I noticed one thing you did, and like I'm going to try so hard to get him on, but you have got Creed doing a lot of stuff.
Creed, So basically now, a lot of love for that kid. He's crazy. Man. He's coming up. He's doing massive things.
I'm a huge fan, man. I like so for those of you who don't know who we're talking about Creed the kid. He's only like 18, isn't he?
No,
18,
he's just 17. Happy birthday to Creed. His birthday was yesterday.
Holy fuck.
So
shout out Creed.
17, BNE, he's done massive things. Like, I don't know whether you just saw, he just got brought out by A Boogie.
That's
nuts, and shout out to him because he was wearing my shirt.
Bro, so I saw that.
Was
I couldn't
crazy.
believe
now
it.
That was massive for me because not only does it, like for some people that won't mean a thing. They're like, oh my God, like we get it.
I
like,
totally get it.
But like when you've been grinding your hustle, like for someone to show that love back to me, you know what I mean? So yeah, I met Creed probably about 6 months ago, maybe 6 months ago now, when he opened for Lil Mosey in Brisbane, and I made him a shirt, and he performed in it. So that's kind of where that relationship sort of started before kind of the jump, and now he's gone on to do big things. So Yeah, he sent me a good message the other day, so we're tight, we're cool.
That's massive,
so
man.
More to come from us in the future for sure.
I think, and that's cool too. I think something that is so underestimated in the business world is that collaborative. Like, you know, you didn't just give a shirt to him to be like, yo man, like, here you go. You gave him a shirt because you thought, bro, like, I believe what you're doing.
And because I'm not really like, I don't know, like, I haven't done anything where I've just gone and hit like 20 celebrity DMs up and go, oh, hey, would you like a shirt? Like, would you like, I don't do that. Cause like, man, I want people to kind of like mess with the brand first. And Creed showed love before anything had even happened because being from Brisbane, the word gets around sort of thing. And then, we just linked up like that. And like, he's my boy now. So like, anything that I've got coming, he's going to be involved with. So
that's massive.
But because I believe in him and that, and he's so young, man.
He's only getting bigger too.
Exactly.
Which is really cool. Now that's awesome. Do you kind of have anyone else locally that's on your radar that you kind of
not really, man.
To?
I honestly don't really look at it. Like, I know it's something I probably should because I know like it's an easy avenue to try and like get someone, oh, hey, could you wear my stuff? But like, it's kind of like if someone messages me, then I know they're showing like a genuine interest. If someone follows the page, watch it, like Creed watches all my stories, like, you know, he's tapped in.
Yeah.
So I have respect for that because he knows what I'm doing. Like, he's not just someone.
And he's an actual follower. He's not just someone that you're pinning up and being like, hey, my stuff's on this guy. It's like someone that you have a good connection with.
Because I could go and give 10 shirts away to 10 different people, but like, I would rather those 10 shirts, if I'm being honest, go to like loyal followers that may not be able to afford it at the time. Yeah. And like give them the
some
stuff.
Sort of comp or something.
Exactly.
Like that. Something that's going to benefit you like directly rather than being like, you know, I'm probably competing with 5 other brands to give this dude a shirt.
Especially like if you're trying to like send them overseas too. Like for me, it means so much more because Creed lives 10 minutes that way. Yeah. He's in Brisbane all the time. He's from Australia. You know, he's putting on for the city. Yeah. That means so much more to me than someone in Chicago in America.
You might look at it like, who the fuck's this?
Who's this guy? Like it doesn't resemble what this is and where it's come from. So for me, Creed and I kind of just it was just perfect match really.
And it's cool because like, you know, you can, I guess it's like you don't want to have that early sellout syndrome where like, I know I've had a couple brands come at me and say, hey, can you like advertise this on the podcast? And for me, I like look at whatever the product is. I'm like, when the fuck would I use that?
Why on earth what has that got to do with what
like
I'm
if
doing?
I'm like, I would rather pay for something and advertise it like, you know, like I told you about the coffee that you're drinking right now from
it's so
Salt.
good.
Bro,
it's so good.
Fucking that good, man.
It's so good.
It's real nice. And like, you know, that's just a mate of mine who I love his work ethic and he's just a grinder once again. And it's like, I don't want anything free from that. I want him to do well. And
to do well because you want to support, you know what I mean?
Like I would definitely, I'm only realistically supporting things that I would definitely be like,
genuinely be actually interested in and actually like, because there's a lot of like that fake.
That influencer
like,
syndrome.
And that was kind of what I wanted to avoid with it all. I didn't want to go down that avenue and just have a bunch of random people wearing my stuff on my page. Like everyone I post on my page, right, is an actual like consumer of the product.
And they pay for it and everything.
They pay for it and like they get reposted when they take the pictures. And that's what I love because it's just one big family, man. Like, you know, I get so much love on a daily basis. Like it's just crazy. And I'm just glad that it is the way it is. And I haven't, you know, I see brands all the time, but like you said, they die out. Yeah. You know, they get their 5 minutes of fame. They might flip a few.
You got to be the last man standing.
Exactly. It's long term, not short term.
It's Royal Rumble, baby.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
But so it's like I was just about to say, like, so do you sort of have anyone? Like, do you have a lot of people sort of hit you up and you can tell they're kind of like that sort of all the time?
I've got 99 plus requests on people. But that's just what happens because when you're like organically like hustling and you're liking people's pictures and stuff, obviously they're going to get the idea that, okay, hey, do you want to collab? But like realistically, like the ones that actually like show love and genuinely love the product, like they're going to support it. You know what I mean? They're going to buy the product. But I just kind of leave those ones that just go like, oh, send me free stuff. Like if you're selling a product, you're going to get people. There's always someone out there that's going to find your page and go, oh, send me some free stuff. Like, I get it. Like kids, give me some free stuff.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
sure, man.
For sure. Like, I respect the hustle because at the end of the day, they're just trying to hustle the same thing as
so it's
what
one of
we're
those
doing.
things.
So I'm not against it. Like, I don't care. Send me a DM, but I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna reply to that and be like.
I think it's good. It's good for people to hear that perspective too, because with companies, you know, and that's why I love this sort of form of, you know, I would even call this promotion. Like this form is like, you want people to know that just because you're not gonna give them free shit doesn't mean you don't value them.
I don't value them because I like I said, I respond to every message.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like when I can see the message and it goes,
and you can see an
send
agenda.
me free stuff, it's kind of like, well, okay,
Why?
hello,
Who the fuck are you?
Hello, how are you?
Mate.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyone who like hits my DMs, like I reply to every single person.
It's like Tinder.
Yeah.
Like if someone's like, "Hey,
Literally.
come fuck," you're like, "No." But if someone's like,
Or,
"Hey,"
well,
if you,
I don't
if
know.
you're desperate, that's the thing.
no,
though,
but yeah, I get you.
there's some fuckboy influences,
No,
bro.
that's it, man. But like, I think we're like, you've got to know that if you are running stuff like this, that comes with it, and it's not necessarily a bad thing because if anything, it means you're doing something right. You know what I mean? Yeah. But a lot of requests, man. But like I said, I try and answer every single person. Well, I do answer every single person, even if like I normally leave it to like. When I can actually focus on it, I'll go through and I'll reply to everyone. Actually, have conversations. Like I have conversations with people, man. People tell me about their life and stuff. Like I don't care.
And
like that's a
crazy.
family, man. Like it's
awesome.
what I've built, and
Yeah.
like that's what I like. Every day I wake up, I'm like, nah, like I've got something here. Like,
and people just want to
can do
feel like, you know, that family sort of vibe is massive. Like that's you know, it's in a time where everything's online, everything's kind of in a way fake. If you get that genuine connection with people, like it goes a long way, man. It goes massively a long way.
And like I've got a lot of people like on the page that don't know who I am.
Yeah.
But once I hit like 10K, I'm gonna like, because I follow no one on the page.
I
like,
saw that.
I've never followed a single person.
Fuck, because you know what?
So that what makes it even harder because I'm not doing this whole like follow, unfollow thing to gain followers.
Bro,
like I
check
literally
me,
like,
because I looked at mine, I was like, fuck me, I follow like 900 people. Like literally, I went through and I was like, why am I doing this? And then that's when, you know, like
it
you
is
said,
a hustle as well.
That's
Because
it.
I've seen brands that start, there's brands in the US I see all the time that just unfollow people. It works. Like I'm not gonna lie, it works.
But it's time consuming.
But it's time consuming, and
Holy
I think with what I'm doing now, like I just don't want to be following 1,000 kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
And
then
jam up the feed.
the feed. Like I like just being able to go onto my page and just see my stuff.
Bro, there's something really like, I don't know, almost cool about checking a profile and going how much they get followed and seeing following none. And you're like, fuck.
And
this
I
is a
feel,
gangster.
but I feel like, I'm not going to lie. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like over here, like I see a lot of brands doing that now.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I started or not because I know other brands see my page. Like I know
Who's
they do,
claiming
but
it?
that's something I've done from the start, like
Yeah.
the very start. I haven't followed a single soul ever.
That's crazy.
I followed myself for a bit, from maybe like 1,000 followers to 2,000 followers.
Yeah.
But that's when I realized like more people were finding out who I was. And I didn't want that at the start.
Not
'cause
yet, anyway.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of like, no, because I'm interacting with people on a personal level. Like, yeah, they should be able to see what I do in my personal life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's why I've kind of sort of like taken everything off my personal page too. It's strictly like about the business because like you can't show everyone everything. Like I don't want everyone knowing everything.
Yeah, and that's like, you know, it's the same with me. It's like you want people to know enough about you where they understand the brand, not enough about you where they can kidnap you and hold you ransom.
Exactly, man. So like I feel like everything I post now, whether it's on my like PlasticLove page or on my personal, it's only really about the brand.
Yeah.
I don't really post anything else because that's all I'm interested in at the moment is just growing this. Like I don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
Like
I've
this is
noticed
like
that
my sole
too.
purpose,
Yeah.
man. So
You're just like, why the fuck do I care about posting a photo of me at a club?
Exactly. Like
it's
I don't even go out, dude. Like
Yeah,
I'm here
exactly.
like literally like I'm looking forward to going home and like packing orders.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. That's how I know.
How good is that feeling when you know it's
nothing,
hard work?
Yeah, nothing
but-
compares to that, man. Like I feel like at the start, obviously things were like slower, but like, I mean, like I've just been blessed, man. Like it's been a blessing because like I did a Halloween collection of like custom pieces. I did 5 custom pieces, and that sold out like straight away.
I couldn't believe it when I
And that was
I had to
insane.
check. I had to check the that was probably the first time I actually checked your website. I was like looking at it and like how. My first question when I saw that was, how the fuck do you keep that from crashing? when?
Yeah. So, because I don't have like the website myself, like I go through Wix.
Yeah, Wix.
So like
I've heard good things about Wix.
It's Wix and Shopify. Like I was tied between the two at the start. I think I honestly only went Wix because it was like cheaper at the start, like when I'm starting out. But they've been like so good. Like, you know, they have all their own servers and stuff like that. So I think it would only crash because when you buy like a plan, you can buy different. It allows different people to be on your site. So I don't think it would crash until like maybe like 1,000 people on your site or something. Because I've seen that happen with other brands. Like 1,000 people go on their site and like literally it just won't work.
Yeah.
But I think, the highs... I've had about like 50, 60 people on my site at one time, which is just crazy. There was about 40...
When you think about it, it's massive.
There was about 40 people on site for the bags when they first released.
Yeah.
Like a day and a half ago. So that was crazy. It's crazy to see because...
How many of those did you make?
I didn't put them all up because I'm gonna do something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something with a few of them. I didn't put them all up, but they're nearly gone. But like, I just like playing around with stuff, man. Like, I love doing custom pieces too. Like that's
I saw
really
your
exciting.
Nike Air Maxes. Or was that
the Air Forces.
Air Forces, bro.
So I did them for myself.
Are they?
And, they're on the Instagram. If you go onto, have you got the Instagram? If you just type in PlasticLove Instagram.
There we go.
It should come. No, it won't be that one. No, you might have to go if you go onto the Instagram, because it's probably got like
It's probably
it's because it's got like things on it. Yeah.
Yeah, this one. Oh, that
Are you signed in?
I'll just do this one.
Because if you just sign in, you'll just be able to put like the username in.
Let's see if that works. See, I'm so shit at fucking... You know what I will do? Nah, fuck it. You know what I will do? I'll take a photo of it and I'll actually put it in the video. So it'll pop up in the middle of the video.
True. Yeah, just do that. Just do that. Yeah,
because
easier.
See, I'm
That'd
fucking,
be easier.
Oh, bro, you know one thing I really need is like is as much as like, you know, I see it in the camera all the time where like, you know, and the followers will see it where I randomly get up. That's because it's just me, motherfucker. Yeah. I literally have to restart the cameras.
Really?
Like I need a young Jamie or something to look things up for me, bro.
Sure.
But so the Air Forces.
The Air Forces were like...
Firstly, man, fucking ballsy putting a Sharpie to those pair of Air
I bought them
Forces.
for myself, so I didn't even buy them for the brand. I went out and bought them for myself because I was like, no, I need some plain white Air Forces. Like I've never bought them before. I want some. Like I've wanted some.
You went full Elon Musk, man.
And I was like,
fuck this.
I literally put the box on my desk, man. And I was like, I should draw on these. And I was like, before I knew it, like 4 hours deep, I was just drawing on these things.
Yeah.
And that's definitely something that's coming this year, though.
Yeah, bro,
definitely.
Like that's, and the designs, like one thing I really appreciate about your designs is they're not fucking extravagant. They're just so simple.
They're my mum can't believe it. My mum literally can't believe that I actually like do this shit.
It's
because
so
like
sick.
I'm like I was never artistic. I never had like an ounce of creativity in me.
Yeah.
Like when I used to draw when I was younger, it was
doodles.
shit.
Yeah, just like the old school graffiti.
Literally,
shit.
I can't even do that, dude.
Fuck.
Dead ass. Like I just have like a weird ass like what goes in my mind when I just flow. Like I never have an idea for like I don't just sit at my computer and go, oh, I need to make a design today.
There's something powerful about that, eh?
Yeah, it's always like I'll have a design when I'm in like at a shopping center, and I'll be like, no, I'm gonna jot that down in my notes, and then I go off that and I feed off that and I draw off that.
I see like I remember back in like the old Odd Future days where they would literally have like an old Macca's soda cup, and they would just design shit on
and
that.
they would just design, and that's kind of like I love like that's why I like the custom pieces, because there's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
Because no matter what you do, if it suits like the vibe you're trying to let off, like if you think about like selling something, like there's always someone out there that's gonna want that, and there's always someone out there that's not gonna like it. Like I know there's a lot of people out there that like these, but then I know there's a lot of people out there that like, nah, I wouldn't wear that. Yeah. But like that's the thing you got to go through when you're doing what I do, and you got to take it like you got to take criticism. Some people like not everyone's gonna like what you do. Yeah. And that's what I've realized. And I like don't give a fuck anyway.
That's it.
So I'm kind of just like...
I think there has to be a point where once you stop giving a fuck. And
it's the best thing ever. It's the best thing ever.
It doesn't mean that you don't care about what you're doing. It just means you don't... Like, you're going to do it the way you want to do it.
Exactly.
And if you want to say, oh, yeah, I don't think you should do that. It's like, okay, sick, but I'm still going to fucking do it.
Exactly. So, like, once I got over it, that was the main barrier between like starting something and not starting it for me was like I was too concerned. Back in the day, I was way too concerned.
I feel that.
To what people thought of me.
So much, man.
And then I hit like, I just hit like 20, I think. Yeah, I hit 20 and I was like, you know what, man? Like, I don't care what anyone thinks anymore. Like, I'm just going to do this. And like, as I've gone on to do what I'm doing now with PlasticLove, it's kind of just taught me so much about myself too.
Personal
like
growth as well.
Exactly. Like, so like I've grown completely. Like if you look at how I was at 20 compared to now, like completely different person.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
And that happens. And it happens. Yeah. It's that sometimes it's that kick in the ass you need.
Yeah.
So, like
exactly.
you mentioned kind of like, you know, you don't even really go out anymore because you found that thing where you're like,
I'd rather be locked in at home for 8 hours on a Saturday night pumping out designs than going out and partying. Like, it just doesn't interest me at all.
And I guess even in that, it makes when you do it, it's so much sweeter.
Yeah, because
you got a reason to do it.
And not everyone like everyone can start something, but not everyone can like keep at it. And that's where I feel like I'm different to most people. Like I really do just like people must get like fucking annoyed when I post this. Like I swear to God, some people are probably sitting there thinking,
"Oh fuck
this
again,
dude doesn't
another fucking countdown."
Yeah. another reminder. Like oh my God,
it works though.
But you got to pump the content out because if you're not doing it, like you're really just like I need to do that to benefit me. Like if you're not doing it, like I'm just stupid if I'm not doing that. Like exactly. I need to put it in people's faces. Like, yeah, it's annoying, but for the ones that care, it's not.
Yeah. And like, you know, even bringing it back to Ice, like who's from YKTR, like your brand doesn't necessarily have to be the things you sell. Like
no, not at all.
The thing about a personal brand now, like I know for a fact, like I was going to ask you, you know, could you see sort of some vlogs possibly coming in the future?
So much I want to do
because people love, you know, you look at reality TV, people love, like you look at fucking Love Island, people love watching that shit, and you look at it, you're like, fuck, this is garbage, but I tell you, if you sit down, you'll most likely end up watching it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's why I stay away from TV, man.
That's it, dude. That's it, because you're like,
I can't be caught up in that. There's no way.
Oh man, but people love. Like for me personally, I love seeing, like I don't really have an ambition to start a clothing label, but I love seeing like Ice's vlogs about what happens in a day. What do I have to do today? You know, and that's for me because I'm so intrigued with, you know, what does someone who runs a clothing company do? What does someone who is a CEO, what do they do?
Exactly. It's good learning about the processes that people go through for what they do and compared to what you do as well.
Because on face value, you see someone who's successful, you go, fuck them. Like, how lucky are they? Yeah. You see a vlog where you're like, this motherfucker's grinding.
Like, some people, like, I swear some people think, I don't know, that I don't do much or, like, I don't work for it. But I think it's just... I have to be tapped in all the time. Like me being off my phone now is like, you know, I've been off my phone for nearly 2 hours. Like for me, I'm like itching to go and check to see, because there'll be someone that sent me a message or someone asking a question or, you know what I mean? A story to upload. Yeah. Like it's just, it's a lot harder than I think people realize. Yeah. And that goes for anything. That's not just me. Like, I'm not the only one that goes through it. I could imagine. It's you as well. Like, you're pumping out content. Like, people probably look at you and just like, oh my God, he's uploaded another podcast. But to upload that is like, bro, I've just gone, I don't know how long.
2 hours of editing. Yeah, you know?
You know, you got to time it. You got to put it up at a certain time. You got to make sure you're home. You can't be out.
And even looking at like, you know, on Facebook or in Instagram, you hit your like, your analytics and you see, okay, so when is the most amount of watches I'm getting? Okay, it's through this time. Fuck me, I got football training at 7, but that's my max upload time. I need to find a way to upload.
That. There's a lot you got to think about. Like at the start, maybe when you first start something, it's not like that because you kind of get into the groove of things. But like with me now, expectation. With me now, it's kind of like, no, I need to upload at this time. I need to have a post on this day, like because Instagram is a game, man.
It is. Man.
It's not like something you just casually, you know, I see there's a brand in America called Hard Jewelry and they've nailed it. Yeah. They've grown in a year. I don't know where, you might not, you won't be able to pull it. You will be able to pull it up probably. If you type in Hard Jewelry Instagram, you'll be able to see it. They're that big. And they basically grew. They grew. There you go. That'll be it.
Perfect.
They grew. This kid, I don't know, even just click on the story, man. Let's just see what they got on here because Oh, you're going to have to log in. Anyway, go... Like, he just posts, like, this is what I mean about a personal brand, right?
And memes. Memes are huge.
He is massive on it. So he actually gets, like, sometimes he'll upload, like, a meme, but it's all about his brand. Like, so that's him there. That's William. And he has, like, he runs this jewelry company out of his, like, this warehouse with his 4 best mates.
Nuts.
And he's just on it all the time, like constant like stories, constant memes. He's posted, like, if you click on this I don't know, if you just click on this one here, the next one. It's the other way around. Yeah, if you click on that, I think that's from when? 5 days ago, man. So if you go 5 days, click out of it.
Yeah, and he's had...
And look at how many posts he's posted in the last 5 days, man. That's nearly 12... Nuts. That's probably like 15 posts.
But the thing that I like about it too, man, is this isn't just fucking I'm posting for the sake of posting. Like,
no.
This is planned content.
And
like, he knows what he needs.
And the love he gets in his comments, man, it's like one massive like family, man. Like he's nailed it. And so he's from the US, and like he's someone I watch on a daily basis. Like I watch all of his stories and everything.
Don't you find it awesome that you get, like, like we said, we live in this different sort of world, but you're constantly getting motivation through seeing essentially people that you're competing with.
Definitely, because like, I know that people over here will look at my stuff and be motivated by it. Yeah. But that's what I think the whole game's about, man. Like you can, like you said, you never stop learning. You can never stop like seeing someone's stories and actually going, actually no, like they're doing it really, not copying, but just going, actually that's a different way of doing it. Yeah. Like he's done that way differently to I do. Same outcome though, he's selling thousands and thousands of pieces every time he drops. Like he's grown. He's on 168,000 followers, and he's grown crazy, in like a year.
Yeah,
that's in a year. So like, just relentless.
And the cool thing about that too is that like you may try something that he's done or something like that,
but it won't work.
It might not work.
It won't work.
And that's the game. Like you said, Instagram's a game.
Everyone's
the route that you take
may
not work for it. It's not black
and
white.
Because everyone's followers and how they interact is different. Like I know exactly what works for my fan base at the moment. Like I know what works. I know what they want to see.
And then that might even
change.
What
I mean? But that's changed completely from when I first started it. So it's about evolving to but yeah, there's so much to learn out there off other people that are doing it. But then I also see brands over here that don't really post that much, but they still sell. Yeah. They still sell stuff. Exactly. And I know that they sell stuff, but they get no comments on their posts when they upload.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, oh, they're getting no comments. Like, no one's really interested. But sometimes that's just the way that your brand goes. Like, it's it's just crazy, man. There's just so many different ways you can attack it. Like, it's just kind of what fits your niche. And
exactly.
What you're trying
it's
to
a puzzle, essentially. You need to find the right pieces for your, like, you could try and put different puzzle pieces on your puzzle to fix it, but it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you, like, so, clothing... Essentially, like the goal always used to be make the clothing brand and then put it in stores. But nowadays, it's you can go independent, right?
Yeah,
okay, I was gonna ask. So like, there's not really
there's no end goal for me to have my stuff in a store. No, because if there was, I would have already approach people, and I feel like it would already be in a store.
Yeah, I was gonna do that, the whole Culture King sort of thing.
Yeah, so like obviously there's brands out there that are set up, like especially Culture King's a good example. Yeah. There's brands in Culture Kings that don't even have an independent.
Yeah.
They don't even have an Instagram page.
Yeah, which is weird nowadays
because they just want to sell in a store. Now, selling in a store is good, but you don't get to interact with anyone who's buying your stuff.
Yeah. It's not a loyal fan base either.
For me, yeah, exactly. So for me, I much prefer a kid from Western Australia who has like, I've done a run of like 10 shirts or 20 shirts, has one of those 20 shirts, and it means so much to him that he has one or that she has one, compared to like going to Culture Kings and buying, there's 30 on a shelf and they got 50 more at the back.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can probably make more money in a store, but I don't think that's the case anyway. Like,
and it's like the way I sort of see it is like, I look at everything I've bought from Culture Kings, and I'm like, if you ask me what brand was that, like I bought a Biggie Small shirt, right? And if someone asked me what brand was that,
you have no idea.
Fuck no.
You just say you bought it from Culture Kings.
I just literally and that to me, what does that sort of do for someone else? They don't get anything. Oh, I got it from this brand. They go, oh, Culture Kings. All right, I'll head there.
Yeah.
Which, that's great. You're still selling. Like you said, you're still selling, but nobody knows who you are.
Exactly.
Still.
But some people are okay with that because they don't want to do the whole thing. Like there's no winning formula. Like for some people, that's the winning formula. That's like, oh my God, that's the best thing ever. But for me, I've just never been intrigued into like walking into a shop and having my stuff hanging up. I much prefer to I work out of my bedroom, man. I much prefer just to pack orders and know it's going somewhere.
Yeah, and even down to if you had it in Culture Kings and you walked into Culture Kings and you look at your shirt, some bloke will come up to you and be like, oh yeah, you like the look of that one? And you just look at him like, motherfucker, I made that.
That's my shirt, man. Like, I came up with that. And I'd also think I don't know, because I run everything in like a limited run, and it is, when I drop something, it means more because because things sell out. Like I remember I had a hoodie. I had this PlasticLove with the 666 on top. Yeah. I don't know whether you've seen it.
Oh, sorry, it looks sick, man.
So I had a black hoodie, and I did it in like a spectrum vinyl print, so like shine in different colors when it hit the sun and at night. And that sold out like the first, I think it was only up for about 48 hours, and like all the sizes had gone. Yeah. But like that'll never be made again, like ever. I'll never release that again, because that's why people bought it in the first place, is because they know it's not gonna be restocked. Yeah. They need to get it now. And I pre-make everything. So I don't do there's a lot of brands that will just collect orders and then wait 4 weeks to get it made because they know the exact numbers they're getting.
Order to buy, buy to order.
Yeah, but I've never been for that. I take a risk. But I like that. You know what I mean? It gives me a sense of thrill. I'm just I need to sell this.
Business needs to be exciting.
Exactly.
If business is monotonous and you're like, yeah, here's my design. I'm going to print it on 80,000 shirts, sell them. I'm not even going to be looking at the website when it's being sold.
Exactly.
There's there is an element of disconnection there. And I think
sure.
Once you get disconnected to your clothing, this is just coming from an outsider's perspective. I've got no fucking idea.
Yeah, that's all right.
But I kind of do. It's I get approached. I get approached not long ago for someone. They liked the concept of my podcast, and they had a studio and everything like that. And they said, you can. I like the idea. I love everything you're doing. How about you let me produce your stuff? And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, but it'll come under our banner. And that's where I went, in my head. And that was that first sort of naive thought I had towards my own brand was okay, I'll gain a following, I'll gain a fan base, but it's not mine. And it's not my intellectual property.
Thoughts,
and it's there might be a time where I go, hey, look, I had this idea, want to go this direction. They go, no, but this direction works better.
You're going that way and they're going that way.
Yeah, so and I thought to myself, fuck it. Why the fuck would I throw my everything that I've worked for to someone else to make it look a lot better for me to then... it's well, you can't change it now.
Yeah, because I don't think I'll ever no matter how big this gets and where this goes, I don't think I'll ever... it's all me. If I have to stay up for 4 days straight to pack orders, I'm doing that because I don't trust anyone to
do it the
deal
way you
with my stuff because I leave messages in people's orders. I give them free stuff.
I saw that.
I do that because it means a lot when someone actually goes I don't think people realize when you actually have a brand, man, and you see an order come through, it's kind of someone has actually worked for that money or been given that money, or they've found a way to get that money and they've actually just given it to me for something that they actually really want. Yeah. And I don't think anything kind of compares to that feeling. I don't know why. It's just so weird. When I see, orders come through when I drop something, when I drop the bags, when I see it just go ding, 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 it's kind of man, people are really, you know what I mean? For me, that's massive. So why would I want someone who's not going to get that feeling from that happening? They'll just look at it and be like, oh, okay, cool, we got some orders, let's pack them.
This is my job, not my passion.
Me, I'm oh my God, this is sick. I'm going to make sure that this gets packed so good. I'm going to leave free stickers. I'm going to write them a note, you know what I mean? Because it's mine, and no one's going to get, I know, do you know who Gary Vee is?
Yeah, fuck, mate.
Yeah, shout out Gary Vee. As if you don't, who doesn't know Gary Vee? But he says it's the best. I think, when if you're the he says something when you're the owner of something, no matter who you employ, no matter how good they are, they're never gonna be able to care about it more than you. Yeah, and that's massive because it's so true.
You think about it it's like your kids. You know,
exactly.
you look at it, you're if you let your kids get babysat by someone, you need to know, hey, are you going to look after my babies as much as I am?
Exactly. Like, and I'm just like, I don't trust a lot of people easily anyway. So it's, for me, it's like, I need to write that address on the label, because if I don't, I won't be able to sleep knowing that package might end up somewhere else, because,
and it's that feeling too of you, like, in a way, it sounds kind of shitty in a way, but like, if it fucks up, it's on you, and there's no one to blame. It's like, this was my fault, and I'm gonna fix this, and because it's my fault, I'm gonna fix it right now.
Exactly. So for me, like, I know when I dropped the 2 hoodies and the 2 shirts I did, something like that, I can't remember. It was like it was the last drop I did. I remember the drop before, sorry. I remember just staying up for like, I think I stayed up for like 12 hours. Yeah, 12 hours, man. I started packing like as soon as the orders came through, and then went through to like the morning and just didn't stop, because I just want it. Like, you don't think of it because it's not work.
Yeah,
it's like passion. This is my thing. Like, this is what I'm growing. So for me, that was just like, it's like the best feeling ever. Yeah. So I just couldn't trust anyone to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's understandable. I think a lot of people are on that same page. Like, I think if you got, into a group of, I wouldn't even just say clothing. I'd say just entrepreneurs, people who start their own business. It's like, you don't want anyone else to potentially fuck it up for you. Yeah,
because like, it's everything you've built too. Yeah. So I could do 2 years of hard work, and then I'm going away for the weekend. Can you pack all my orders? And then I stuff everyone's orders up because I didn't do it, and no one gets free stuff. And then I have people messaging me like, oh, I didn't get any stickers. Like, then they don't buy again. And then it's like, you lose customers. Everything you build up, like, because I have a lot of returning customers. So shout out everyone who like comes back.
I see a couple of people that you repost and they're the same people.
Yeah, because they love it so much. So it's like crazy. So like the love like that I get from that is kind of like I don't want anyone to fuck that up for me. Like, I've built that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and it kind of it makes, they always say never go into business with your mates, but you kind of understand why there's so many people who bring their mates along for the journey. Like, because it's that bond that you have with that person where they are actually understanding like, hey, this is Connor's fucking baby.
And I think also with like close mates and stuff like that, if something gets so big, you kind of want to put your friends on too, like, you know what I mean? So I think it's for me right now, it's just like, I just love doing everything myself, but I know as it grows and it goes and grows, like, I will need help eventually, but that'll definitely stay like close-knit circle, whether it be family or friends or whatever. I don't think I could just hire some random person just to help me out.
And if you do, it's got to be like, because it's inevitable, really. Like, if something, it's almost impossible to run a brand that has even like that like 100K followers.
So
it's almost impossible to do that by yourself, as well as doing promo content.
I mean, mentally it's draining already for me, and I haven't even got started. So
yeah, I was actually going to ask you, are you finding now you kind of have to put because being on your phone and connecting with so many people, do you find you have to give yourself, okay, between these hours, I'm not going to touch my phone? Like,
I've never really done that, man. I don't know. It's like an addiction. It's weird. It's bad. It's so bad. It's so bad, but like, it's so good at the same time. Yeah. Like, I think I definitely stay off. Like, I'm never really on my personal, man. Yeah. Like, and I'm never really on my personal account. It's all, if I'm ever on Instagram. But funny thing you bring that up, man. Like, do you ever get like your weekly screen time report?
Mate, it makes me feel shithouse.
What's yours, by chance? Bro. Do you know daily what you average per week?
I got one before and it said that I was down, but when it said I was down, like, I still looked at the number. I can't remember what it was. It was big though. But like, I'm on school holidays, so like, this is a lot of people.
How much are we talking though, mine? Because mine's bad.
How bad's yours?
Mine's double digits.
Yeah, mine's double digits.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I averaged 10.5 hours last week on my phone.
Yeah. I'm about, actually, mine was down an hour and a half, so I was on about 9 hours.
Okay, so 10.5 hours. Like, actually, just think about that. For anyone who's actually listening, think about that. Yeah. That's nearly half a day.
It makes you feel
on your phone.
Mind you, though, at the same time, I checked my Nintendo Switch Pokemon hours the other day. Fuck me, bro.
Yeah.
I've been doing shiny hunting and stuff, so it's like almost on 100 hours, and I'm like, that's
crazy.
That's almost 4 straight days.
That's crazy.
But like, you look at something like that, like, okay, you could be on Instagram. It's like, if I was on Instagram and I didn't have a business, I didn't run a podcast, didn't do anything like that,
and you're on it 10 hours a day,
I'd
that's
be like,
bad.
Fuck me,
no, you need to
But I look at that. So, and I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that that's all like podcasting stuff. That's all my brand.
Yeah.
I'm going to say probably about 6 hours of that is just posting. Cause I look at it like, you know, when you post something, like a lot of people don't realize when you post something, that's not the end of the line.
No,
it's like,
it's definitely
that's
not.
the time where you need to be the most active. You need to be liking stuff, not even following, but like communicating with other people. I get
exactly what you mean, because when like, you're posting something, obviously Instagram has an algorithm as to how much time.
And that motherfucker
I don't know whether you know about it or not, but Instagram
man.
has changed the algorithm like recently. And it's kind of fucked with everyone's reach that you actually get through your analytics. Because I know a lot of people like, you know, I see pages that have like, you know, 20K followers. And like I've got more engagement than them. But that's only because they're not tapped in and they're not... You got to be on top
of it, man.
And that's why if people are wondering why I post so much and why I do it, it's because you have to be. Because that's why, like I showed you hard jewelry before, they're never going to lack engagement ever if they keep doing what they're doing, because they're posting 15 times, 20 times a week.
And all it takes is for one person, all it takes is for one person to like one of your posts, and you're in their top following now.
Exactly.
So when you're putting out 10 posts in a week, if one person at each post likes that's 10 people that you're going to show up. If you do that for a certain amount of weeks, you're going to have 5,000 people that you're in their Instagram feed every day.
And it's so important nowadays, because you can go like, you've obviously looked at your analytics. Like you may have like, so I have like I think 9,500 followers right now. But when you see the activity, only 5 of them are active. Actual users. So there's 4,000 people that follow me that have never been active with my page at all. Or even check Instagram on a daily basis, because I'm pretty sure it only takes into account people that are on Instagram on a daily basis. Some people just go on Instagram every 3 days, but I don't know how, because like I'm on Instagram every 3 minutes.
I respect those people so much. I honestly just sit there, I'm like, fucking hell. Like I always looked at like Facebook and stuff, and I was always like, oh, you know, I really would get rid of Facebook, but like, you know, I need it for events, or I need it for this, I need it for that. They make it so that like you can't get off. Like,
see, I never check Facebook.
I
could delete Facebook and just keep Messenger. It's the only thing.
Do you do a lot of PlasticLove stuff on Facebook?
No, it's only on Instagram.
So do you find Instagram's definitely
definitely.
See, I'm trying to push Facebook, and I can't.
I feel like it's not because people don't engage on Facebook the way they engage on Instagram. Like they really just don't.
And it's
like
so
you don't
instantaneous.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's just me. I feel like commenting wise and especially commenting and messaging wise, I feel like it's more like middle-aged people on Facebook that
it's
like
getting that way,
love having an opinion. Because like young people have an opinion, right? But they kind of use Instagram more to express that opinion. And like, I don't ever see like one of my mates go on a rant on Facebook and post a status anymore. I think it's always on a story.
We have the more digital sort of digital maturity, I'd call it. Like you see a post and you go, fuck that shit. And then in your head, you're like, but I'm not going to comment.
But I'm not going to comment, because why would I comment? Because no one's going to see it.
Steve, the 50-year-old, he'll be like, fuck this.
And express their opinion. Because I feel like when I see all like rants on Facebook and stuff, it's just middle-aged to old people that are just having a fight in the comments. There's no like, obviously memes are big. I get that. There's a lot of memes that get shared by young people and like reactions on posts. But I never really see any one of my... I haven't posted a status on Facebook.
Well, a lot of my stuff is secondary through. It's probably, and it would probably be the same if you were to do it. It'd just be runoff. Like it'd just be, I'm posting this to Instagram. That's my main source. It'll probably go to Facebook. If it gets love there, then fuck yeah. So if it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah. So that's why like I'm in this group on Facebook. It's just like different people that own like different apparel brands, and they explain what they do, and the amount of people I see that like waste thousands on Facebook ads. So like people will just like Jenny from America will just come out and say, oh, just put in $2,000 into Facebook ads, just only gained 20 likes and like 13 followers on my page.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, dude, $2,000, holy crap.
That's like a massive...
That's like, you know how much stuff I can make with $2,000, man? Like, do you actually know how much stuff I can make with $2,000? It's crazy. So it's kind of like, I just look at it and I'm just like, yeah, Facebook's really not there. I started a Facebook page when I first started my Instagram page.
Yeah.
And I realized, I was like, no, Instagram's so much better.
Oh, it is, man.
But then people say, oh, you shouldn't have all your eggs in that one basket and just like...
Well, I know Gary V says that all the time. And it scares me because I'm like, oh, but it's shit. But then in my head, I'm like, Gary V says I have to do it.
But dude, yeah, I'm like, if Instagram just fucking blows up and like dies, then like I get it. Like I am fucked. Like I get that. But I think...
There's so many... there's TikTok
but I'm just
and
like,
all that shit.
I'm just like... Instagram's never going to go that way because it's like... Because Facebook owns Instagram.
Yeah.
So...
And if anything's going
to die, it'll be Facebook before Instagram because they make so much more money through Instagram than they do through Facebook, I'm pretty sure. I don't know the actual answer. I feel like they make more money through Instagram, but I don't know. A lot more brands on Instagram I see than Facebook. I never see a brand...
Well, I see Facebook groups, Instagram pages that have so many followers, and then you go to their Facebook group,
and they have like... Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck happened?
So there's this brand called Pleasures, who's massive for streetwear and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I really fuck with... I think it's just a dude that runs it. No one knows who he is, which is cool. And he has like 250,000 followers on Instagram, and then... He hasn't posted anything on his Facebook page since like 2014. He has like 2,000 followers on it. So it's like, if he's doing that and he doesn't care about Facebook, like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think if I have a Facebook page, it's gonna affect anything. Like I don't think it's gonna bring me more sales.
And if it's not
like
going to, what's the point of putting energy into it?
Yeah, because I feel like that's a whole new game.
Yeah,
there is because you got Facebook Pixel, the different analytics, and it's just like I just can't be bothered to do that.
Do you fuck with TikTok at all? Are you thinking about it?
Yeah, I think if you're not like you're behind.
I even wrote a bit about it. I'm like, man, like why would I'm 24 years old. Why do I want to be dancing around on TikTok? And then I thought about it. I'm like, but I just feel like I've been planning it for a bit. Like I haven't posted anything. I've got the account. Just make sure I got my name and stuff. I haven't posted anything on TikTok yet, but I'm trying to come up with ways that I can... It's hard. It's really
actually
hard.
Produce content, because I don't want to just go on there and just, dance around in a new piece and just every time I get a new piece do that. Because people don't want to see that.
And it's got to have some point behind it.
Yeah.
You got to have... It's that like subtle marketing where, you know, you've got something out there and it's there for a different reason, but hey, like you're wearing this or you're looking at this or there's a little bit of...
It's just so hard because you go on a TikTok, you just see everyone dancing around to like songs. Yeah. And it's like, like that's what it is at the moment, but in 3 months, what's this going to be? Are people just going to like... start talking and saying facts.
Yeah.
And if that's the way it goes and people are interested in that. Like I saw there's some guy in India that eats chicken drumsticks, bro.
It's nuts, man.
And he gets like 1 million views. I'm like, dude, someone's actually eating a chicken drumstick and like people are watching that. Like what the dude, what is it that... Dude, that's why the world...
There's a Chinese lady that just drinks milk. Like that's
so like there's so many weirdos.
She'll drink different types of milk. It's
just like people will just watch that stuff. Like,
and you're like, what?
Why? That's what I mean. There's a market of everything, man. Yeah. Like a Chinese lady drinking milk. Like that's crazy. Who would have thought that in today's world?
See,
like,
and I'm actually going to try and get him on. So there's this guy that did prac at my school, right? And his YouTube channel is he buys like ramen, like different like when I say ramen, I mean like packet ramen,
and
he reviews it. And I was sort of chatting to him, and I was like, oh, that's really niche. And he goes, no, there's a massive market in it. I'm like, what did you say?
Yeah.
He goes, dude, it's like one of the most competitive channels. Hey. I'm like, but you're just eating noodles. And
you're like, how's that? And you think to yourself, like, how's that competitive? Like, I've never known anyone to do that. But like, like I said, man, it's a big world out there, man.
It is,
It's a massive world. There's always someone out there that's going to be like tuned into what you're doing.
It's crazy. And it's never ending. It just seems like it's never ending. But like, you know, like I said, that's something for you that's exciting because
for sure.
Not only, you know, if you're in business and stuff like that, you don't want to be in business and be stagnant. Like you want to be there and you want to, when someone throws out, oh, hey, like Instagram has this new feature and you're like, fuck, okay, how am I going to utilize that?
I'm waiting for Instagram. Like Instagram hasn't had a new feature in a while. I'm waiting to see what they're going to do next. But I know that they've got the next 10 years planned of new features. They're just not going to roll them all out at once. Like a big one now, you see what people are doing is like all those things with like the characters on their heads.
Could you imagine if you're just fucking around and you're like, hey, you know what's a good idea? If we did this, like, which Pokemon are you? And that's the biggest fucking filter around.
It's all I see now. It's like all I see. So
And-
that's like dominating Instagram.
And have you
moment.
seen like it's not amazing quality. They're like,
No,
you know,
they don't
PNG
care.
files that they just downloaded and it just randomly generates.
Exactly. And people are just on that wave.
And they're
like,
probably going to make so much fucking
Exactly.
money from it. And it's one of those sorts where you're just like, fuck, I wish I could go back like a few months and create that.
and just, yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's just crazy to see Instagram as an app and how it's like evolving. I love it, man. I love it. From when I first started to what there was available then, which was only like a year and a half ago, to now, it's just like, oh my God, like, what
It's
the hell? Like
crazy.
a countdown reminder for when you drop
And it's
items.
so
That's the
small,
best
but
thing ever.
it's massive.
It's so simple, but like, you could never do that a year and a half ago. You know what I mean?
And I randomly like was looking through my phone yesterday and saw a screenshot of what Instagram used to be about 4 years ago.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Fucking hell, man. It was so bad. To think that, you know,
It was so good then, hey.
you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like, I look at like the Instagram
I agree.
models now, and like, you know, that's something that people sort of take for granted a little bit. Like, people look at Instagram models and be like, fuck,
Yeah.
they're so lucky. To grow a following based on completely what you look like and the way, like, that's, people underestimate how hard that is,
Hustle
man.
in itself, man. That's what I mean. Like, I'll never knock someone's hustle that's doing that stuff, man, because like it's just to be tapped in on Instagram is mentally draining. Like, you have to know that like as you grow your podcast too,
Oh, man.
you'll realize that there'll be a lot more messages coming through, and you'll sit there on your bed and you'll be like, I need to spend an hour here.
Yeah, you got to make business
But you just
decisions
wanna-
at like 10 o'clock at night while you're
You know the
scrolling
amount
through
of
your
time.
feed.
Yeah, exactly. The amount of times that I've just sat down and I've just gone, actually, man, I really need to do this for 2 hours now. And
Yeah.
it's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, I just want to be
Bang,
in bed. But you
coffee's
can't.
up, let's go.
You can't. Like, you have to keep going. Like,
Yeah.
that's the side that no one sees. And that's what intrigues me so much is that no one, like, I'll just drop a bag, right? But to get this right, to get this perfect, to get this how I want it and make it and
How many
communicate.
times, did you get many designs back and you're just like, nah.
So sometimes, like, all it takes will be one sample and they'll
Yeah.
nail it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes you'll do stuff that just isn't right.
Yeah.
You know what
and
I mean?
you can feel that too. You can feel it
Yeah.
when you're like, this is good, but
It's
like,
just not how you want it. You know what I mean? So, like, there's a lot of... And when you're making a product, it's like anything. If you're making, like, a chair, you need to make sure that everything is, like, inch perfect how you want it.
Yeah.
And that's a lot harder than you think. It's not just like, oh, I have this design and I'm just going to go make it now. Or like, I have this design, I'm going to go chuck it on a t-shirt. Like, no, it's how does that look on a t-shirt? How does it look when it's bigger? How does it look when it's smaller?
Yeah.
Up, down,
once
side,
again,
left. Like,
once
it's
again,
like
something that people see and they go,
so-
oh, sick. They
think
just chuck
it's
this
so
design.
simple. It's
Oh.
not, man.
Dude,
It's
I
not.
a couple years ago, I like got into the idea of like starting starting something up, and I just
Yeah.
looked, and it was so overwhelming. It was just like, holy fuck, what? I didn't think of this.
When I send emails off to get stuff made, that's probably the most stressful time that I have with the whole thing, because I need to make sure that every little bit of information that I send off is correct, because if it's not, I've just wasted a whole, you know,
and then that process,
however long,
yeah.
and then the process starts again. So you really need to be like, the amount of times I reread emails and I'm like, okay, now have I got this right? Have I got this right? Is that exactly what I want? And I triple check, double check everything, man. Like, I quadruple check everything. So it's like, it's all that, you know, it's time consuming, man. It's like, it's just one big hustle, man.
Yeah, bro.
But I love it. So
Yeah, man, I really appreciate it. We've actually been going for an hour now, which is...
how long? Yeah, far out.
We can go for however long, but I just know you're fucking busy, bro.
Nah, that's all. Anything you want to ask, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
Nah, man, I think, well, the best thing for me, and I've said this to a couple people, I'd love to check in like a couple months.
Yeah, for
see,
sure.
See how the growth is.
Definitely.
Like, because I feel like that's the connection that people like, especially with podcasting, is, you know, they want to know, okay, sweet. So you had that guy on, what's he doing now? And
yeah,
like seeing
no,
that.
for sure.
So,
Well, this year's going to be massive for me,
Yeah,
man.
bro,
Like, I've been like, I know everyone says like in a new year, like I hate people that go, oh, new year, new me. Like, it's not for me. I'm the same person, but like trust
rate,
me,
man.
everything
Let's
that
go.
I got going on this year is like, this will be like a big year for the brand.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for
bro,
it.
I'm excited for you, man.
Yeah.
Before you leave, like, go for it, bro. Mike's yours. Plug it. Let's go.
I don't even know. Bro, I don't even know what to say. I just want to say like thank you to everyone like who supports me and stuff, because that's just like, it's crazy love. Close friends, family, like they know what I go through to like do it all. So just want to say thanks to them, all the artists I've worked with, has just been crazy. But yeah,
That's
be on the
dope, bro.
lookout. 2020, man.
At
PlasticLove.
Yes.
At PlasticLove on Instagram, you'll see it. It's popping.
But he won't follow you back.
But I won't follow you back. No, I won't.
Yes, man.
So yeah, go show love and I appreciate you having me on, man. It's been
no
awesome.
dramas, mate. It's always good. And then, like I said, it's the first time we've had a conversation. It's been fucking awesome.
It's good, eh? Yeah, it's
bro,
crazy.
I love this platform so much just for this reason, like
it's sick,
connecting.
Man.
So, you know what it is, guys. It's Inner City Hermit podcast. I hope you enjoyed that one. Cool people doing cool shit, and you've got a example A right in front of me right here. So
thank you,
appreciate it, man. And yeah, you guys know what it is. There'll be another episode coming soon, and peace out, guys.
One more thing?
Go for it, brother.
Everyone go follow this guy, man. Anyone who knows me and is watching this, because I'm gonna get a lot of people to watch this, man. And
I appreciate it, man.
Because the last one went well. But yeah, go follow it. It's dude, it's been sick. The best one I've done so far.
And good coffee too, man.
Oh, good coffee. Shout out whoever made it.
Salt down in Houston. Yeah. All right, cheers, guys. Have a fucking good day.